Howdy folks, it's Kermit Carter with Flowers by the Sea. We're going to talk about dividing salvias today. And a little later in the year we'll go out in the garden, dig some up and divide them. Today we're going to divide one of our little 3.5-inch pots of Salvia regiliana, which is the queen sage. It's a wonderful Western Asian plant with big tall spikes, a really lovely variety that's hardy down to 0 degrees. It's a herbaceous perennial. That means it dies to the ground every winter and comes back every summer. And as you can see, this started out to be one little plant, and over the course of a few months it spreads out and multiplies and forms a clump. And we can divide that clump into more than one plant. Now a larger clump would allow us many plants. I'm going to be happy if I get 2 or 3 out of here. And so I'm going to remove this from the pot. You can see it's a solid mass of roots. It's been in here for several months. It really needs some attention for it to grow. And what I'm going to use is a serrated knife. Get one at a garage sale and use it just for that. And I'm going to remove about 1/3 of the bottom of the roots, just like that. Okay. Why am I doing that? I'm making it a lot easier for me to be able to divide that by removing those roots which are all bound together at the bottom. And then I'm going to use my fingers to kind of break up the soil up at the top. There's a little bit of moss growing, and expose the crowns of the plant there. And when I'm doing so, I'm always looking to see how it's growing. Figure it out. Good at jigsaw puzzles? You might be good at this too. So now I've looked at that over a few times. I'm going to take my serrated knife. These work great, by the way. Much better than non-serrated. And I'm going to put it down in the middle there and saw the thing apart, just like that. So you can see I've cut some of the tissue of the plant, but there is a clump. There's actually 2 growth points there and a mass of roots. And then I can look at this one and say, you know, I think I can divide that one more time. Larger clumps, of course, will allow you more freedom in how you do this and more discretion. So this gives me 1 clump or 1 growth point, and then here's 2 again. So I've got 3 plants here now, and all I have to do is pot them up. So I'm going to remove most of the older soil here. There isn't a lot of soil here, it's mostly root mass. I'm going to remove all that. Again, you don't have to be particularly gentle with species like these, especially when they're partially dormant. I mean, be respectful of living things, but you also want to clean them up. There's 2, and the 3rd one. And I like to clean up all the dead material so that when it starts to grow, I can see it cleanly. And there's 3. I'll take that old leaf off as well. So we made 3 out of the 1. And we'll just clear our space here. I'm going to put these back in our standard 3.5-inch deep perennial pots. So we grow just about everything in. I take my pot, put a little of our standard potting soil in, put the plant in so that the crown is just above the surface of the pot. Fill it in with potting soil. Tamp it down a couple of times. Voila. A little bit of water and that's ready to go. We would keep these plants in a partially shaded environment for a few days until new roots start to grow. We've severed the connection between the soil and the roots, and so while it reestablishes, while the roots grow out and make contact with this fresh new soil, we need to help the plant along by putting it in a shaded location so that it doesn't lose moisture too rapidly. 3 out of 1. Very simple, easy division of a herbaceous perennial salvia. And we'll provide you a list of some of those that are suitable for this treatment. It's really easy to do. You can do it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to get in touch.